We're talking about what the government did yesterday. The rollout of the e-visa. The government says electronic visas will be issued to people on arrival from the African continent. The guest I have tonight before me has penned an article. It's titled Ghana's e-visa, a bold step forward, but costs must be reviewed. Now, this person was at the helm of affairs of our tourism industry. He was the CEO of the Ghana Tourism Authority. For 8 years under the Akufo-Addo administration, he is a media owner and practitioner. Akwasi Agyeman is my guest. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you, Umaru.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing very well.
Everything fine?
Yeah, just rainy Accra. You know what rainy Accra?
You just came through. How are the streets of Accra looking?
Traffic is terrible.
Wow.
Traffic is terrible. I hope that everybody gets home safely because it's still drizzling, but yeah, that's Accra for you.
But is it that there's water on the road or what's...
You can't really tell where the traffic, because everywhere, every intersection seems to be choked. But I'm hoping that at least everybody will get home safely tonight.
Did you see police trying
there are a lot of police on the street trying to direct traffic. But obviously, once there is that chaos on the road, everybody also tries to, you know what the trotros do, everybody's trying to find a way to get home. So
but the flood levels, are they high on the street or they have receded?
Not where I think they've receded, but still, either everybody is going home at the same time or people were stuck in the office when it was raining. So like the traffic bump is quite, it's a gridlock. You've
written about the e-visa. What is wrong with the e-visa as launched by the government yesterday?
First, let me congratulate the government, the various ministries, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ministry of Interior, and the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts. This has been long coming. I believe somewhere in 2024, the e-visa policy was approved by Cabinet. And even before then, somewhere in 2020, under the Ghana Tourism Development Project, which was being funded by the World Bank, there was a clamor for e-visa. And it was even advertised in the press for contractors and people who had the capability to apply. Unfortunately, you deal with a situation where there are multiple ministries involved. And so at that time, the Tourism Development Project was under the Ministry of Tourism, but tourism doesn't issue visas. And so once they put out the ad, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Ministry of Interior jumped in and said, hey, this is our baby. This is what we do. We already have plans. And so it's been long coming. And so I congratulate the government, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ministry of Tourism, Ministry of Interior for collaborating to bring this to the fore. Okay. However, tourism is a very competitive landscape. And so, yes, access, we're creating an easy access for people to apply and get their visas. But then it shouldn't come at an expense where it makes the country uncompetitive. And that is what I'm trying to drive at, that we need to look at the figures. I mean, $260 for a single entry visa for people coming from America, which is our largest source market, is very expensive, given that they have options. They have options to go to Senegal visa free. They have options to go to Kenya for $59. They have options to go to Rwanda for about $50 or so. And so what I'm saying in the article is that, yes, this is a very good initiative, but let's look at the cost, because already people are complaining that Ghana is a very expensive country. I mean, if you talk to a lot of tourists, they come and see that Ghana is expensive. And so if you're doing anything, I mean, nothing against the technology. I've looked at the platform. Whoever built it has built a very robust platform. It checks out in terms of even audit trail, making sure that people who have questionable characters cannot just apply and come in. I understand the APIs are linked to Interpol and all that. So it's a very robust platform. But cost is an issue when you're dealing with tourism and people coming into the country.
Talk to me about the cost. So what are you comparing this with when you say cost?
You know, every country is trying to attract the same market. I mean, the US market for us is one of our biggest source markets. And so if you look at the numbers that we are seeking to bring in, we must do things that will make it easier for them to come. First, there was the issue of how cumbersome it was to apply for a Ghana visa. Sometimes you have to mail your passport if you are in Minnesota or in California to New York or Washington. So that inconvenience was there. But deal with that. We've dealt with that with the e-visa platform. Well done. What about the cost? Because people have options. They can decide to, okay, I'm going to Africa. What about Senegal? Okay, I only spend, if you have a family of 5 or a family of 10 coming in, they can go to Senegal visa free. They can go to Rwanda and pay, let's say, $50 for a visa. Why would they come to Ghana if they have to pay $260? Why would they come to Ghana if the multiple entry visa is $468? And so what I'm saying, and I'm appealing to the various ministries, is to look at this, because it's a numbers game. We shouldn't price our tourism out of hand for visitors wanting to come to Ghana.
But that would be under the presumption that all those who are coming here are coming for tourism purposes. How about people who are coming for business? Are you
if they're coming for business, it's the same thing. They can go to Kenya. Kenya has an ETA. You go, you apply, you get there, you get your visa. It's $59.
So Kenya is $59?
Yes.
Rwanda is $50?
Yes. 51 or so. One of them is 59, 51, and then Senegal is visa free. And if you compare,
so Senegal is visa free for everybody.
I use America as a case study because
okay, so
for us,
American.
Yes, for Americans who are coming, who are traveling, and these are the people that for the last 5-6 years have been #1 visitors coming into the country. If they are coming and they are complaining, because I have a lot of tour operators who have reached out and said, look, this is prohibitive because people want to come. But if you're a family of 5, by the time you get your visa, you already have spent about $1,200 or $1,000 something already before even flights. Already we know the issue of flights coming in very expensive because of all these other taxes that are on it. We have a new levy that was imposed at the Accra International Airport. So I'm saying that let's look at all these things and not look at tourism revenues only from visas, because when people come in, they spend the whole value chain, transportation, hotels, fashion, music, everything seems to benefit. And so we should have a situation where more people are coming in. But if you now put in measures, find good platform, good technology, but if the fee doesn't compare to what others are doing. Mind you, others are also spending a lot on marketing. Take Rwanda, for example. They spent a lot of money on branding, jerseys, PSG, Arsenal, and all that. So they have that visibility. They are promoting their
and their flights.
Yes, they have a flight too. We don't have that. We are depending on other carriers. And so let's make destination not cheap, but much cheaper than others so that they can come in.
So it means that we are charging 5 times, almost 5 times what Kenya is charging.
Yes.
And your argument is that a traveler from Florida who wants to go on vacation would say, hey, let me go to Kenya because
it adds up. It adds up. People are, I mean, if you look at the trend of tourists that are coming, we have the backpackers. They shop for cheap baggage. The cheapest place. And so this, you are taking them out. If you have a businessman who probably is looking to come and do a big deal here, oil, gas, whatever it is, this is nothing. So you have the business travelers. This probably doesn't mean anything to them. But because the convenience is also something that they want. But then if you look at the whole landscape in Africa, everybody also is doing e-visa. So it's not something.
So it's not exclusive.
It's not exclusive. And so then they will start looking at, okay, Ghana, Rwanda, Ghana, Kenya, Ghana, Senegal. And I'm saying, let's make it easy for people to come to Ghana. Because when they come, they spend more.
But have you considered how much it cost originally before the rollout of the visa if you went from the US coming to Ghana and you went to New York to get your passport?
I believe it was around $150, $100 or something dollars.
Yes.
But if you did an e-visa, or sorry, a visa on arrival, which used to happen a lot, I remember during the time of
year of
return, and we did a lot of visa on arrival. At that time, it was $150. New administration came, we went to $200. But $200 was if you came in on a visa on arrival. But even with that one, you had to do like a pre-approval. So you have to be approved before you board the flight. And so, yes, this is very convenient.
Yeah, but my question is that, so if you were in Texas and you needed a visa,
you mail your passport.
You mail it to New York
or Washington.
The inconvenience and all of that. What if you had to personally be there present, or you don't have to go personally to New York to get the visa?
In some cases, you don't have to. But I'm saying...
Yeah, so I'm just looking at whether maybe...
The convenience is good. The government has done a very good
job. So the cost of convenience, because usually they say you had a cost of convenience where business class will cost you more in an aircraft when it's the same plane.
Umaru, you're right. There is a cost to the convenience. But at the same time, you are in a very competitive market. So people are looking at options.
Don't we have a better offering that would back this quote unquote expensive?
Oh yes, our offerings are good. We are probably one of the few countries that have, if you have heritage, we have leisure, we have everything mixed up. Culture, everything mixed up well. So yes, our offerings are good. But I'm saying we could even drive more traffic here with this e-visa, because people have complained. People have complained about the inconvenience of mailing their passports, in some cases missing flights because the passports don't come on time, passports missing. So all these things have been dealt with by the e-visa. It's something that we've been clamoring for as an industry, and I doff my hat to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Tourism, Interior for coming together and put this on the table for us. Good, well done. Okay. But I'm saying let's even make it better. Make it better by making sure that the pricing is competitive. At this point, it's not competitive.
Let's look at cost of processing. Have you considered that too? And maybe that could be the reason. Maybe the numbers.
Now you're taking out all the paper issues. Technology should come way cheaper than.
There's a system. Someone is possibly being paid to run this for us, the software and all of those things.
Yeah.
You may say that, so you're looking at competitive.
Yeah.
But I'm saying to you that the number of tourists who go to Kenya would be higher than Ghana by all standards because of what they have there offering in East Africa.
Yeah.
So maybe they have a larger number so they can afford to reduce. We don't have a larger number, so this is the best deal we can give due to how much we are paying.
But don't you want a larger number? They have a larger number because, one, they have dealt with the convenience issue with the platform that they have, the ETA. Then, two, their pricing is good. So I'm saying, yes, we have also dealt with the convenience issue with a very robust technological platform, and I doff my hat to whoever built it. It's a very good platform. I've looked at it today. I've navigated it. It's good. But we can do better. Do better means that making sure that we get more people coming in. In 2024, we had about almost 1.3 million visitors coming. We should aim to get about 2 million. Why? Because now people can sit everywhere and say, I want to go to Ghana. But if they do that and they look at the platforms and they look at the options that they have an option to go to Senegal. They have an option to go to Rwanda. They have an option to go to Kenya. They have an option to go to any other country apart from Ghana.
Okay.
If you are charging 268, mind you, we also have a lot of, especially when it comes to December and GH programs, a lot of young people coming in, students, middle class and everything. So these figures add up for them. 268 before I even bought the flights. Now, if the flights also go up in the peak season of December, then we are pricing ourselves out of competition.
Okay, so now let's talk about beyond the airport. You have come to Ghana. Maybe despite everything Akwasi Agyeman is complaining about you, it's okay, you've got the money, you've come. What is our tourism industry looking like? Since you walked away from that office a year and a half ago, have you seen some improvements in our tourism space?
Oh, the numbers are going well in 2024. For example,
not numbers, I'm talking about infrastructure and deliberate tourism efforts that we are putting in place. So what are we doing to attract people to Ghana?
Okay, so
and when people come to Ghana, do they get that?
Some of the major campaigns that drive people into the country, like your December, in GH and all those things has continued. It's a good thing. We have other promotions that are being done. Cruise tourism, for example, is being promoted quite strongly. And so, yes, you see some efforts being put in. And so, for me, the visa should have been the icing on the cake. But as it is not, because I feel that there are a significant number of people who may opt not to come to Ghana because of the pricing issue. And we already know that, there have been complaints. If you look at the number one thing, if you look at the tourism reports that have been published, the 2024 one, I've read it, 2025 is not out. But every time you read the issue of expensive, Ghana is expensive. Not just at the airports, but even when you come into town, people feel that, okay, there's a tourist here, I'm talking to him, let me rip him off, let me...
Since you mentioned the airport, the taxis at the airports.
Yeah.
I don't know whether there's something that can be done either by the tourism authority, which you once headed, or the government, because it's private business, right? But can we regulate the price of the taxis there? Because I fly from Kumasi and land, or anywhere and land, and
but the taxes are not. The private sector doesn't put the taxes on. The taxes come from government agencies. Government is trying to.
No, I'm not talking about tax as in a tour. I'm talking about lorry, car.
The taxis.
Yeah, the taxi, the airport taxis.
Yeah, that one something has to be done about it. Something has to be done.
Does that also not put people off? Because you're picking a taxi from the airport to maybe Shashi, and the amount is exorbitant.
Yeah, so but that's even is been dealt with I mean this
Uber and
the hailing platforms that are available. Okay. So now people they know that they have to conform. Mm-hmm. In the past, that was the only option, but now people are coming and they already have booked their Uber, their Bolts, their Angos and everything. So I've seen
that's for Ghanaians who know here. But if you're coming from Switzerland, you're coming on tourism, you will not know. When you land at the airport taxis are usually the people you go to.
I haven't heard that much. I know that is really not a major cost driver for people.
Okay.
The hotels, we don't have enough. So when there is a peak season, it now becomes an issue of demand and supply. People are pushing in to book hotels, and all of a sudden the price go up. So that is something that, unfortunately, you cannot regulate pricing. But if we could have more, so that's where incentives come in. If more hotels come up,
competitive.
It then becomes very competitive.
Another issue. So you've talked about the irregular tourism that we have in December and all of that. But how about the permanent ones that we have? Our tourist destinations, our Larambaga Mosque, our Afajato Mountain, and all of those places. The roads to those places are not simply good. The washrooms we have in some of our tourists are going to the Cape Coast Castle, no, Elmina, Charlie, washroom some way.
Okay.
What can we do about those things?
I think
that's also a put off.
No, it's a put off, and I think there is a deliberate attempt. To bring in investments into this. Recently, the Ghana Tourism Development Company launched a platform where they have put on all the investable areas for private sector to come in. Government cannot do it all, but once the numbers show, and that is where data comes in, once the numbers show, and this platform, for example, will be able to help us to track data more purposefully, knowing where people are coming from. If people are the GPA, the IP addresses, you can track where people are coming from, even if it's the US, whether it's from California, so the marketing efforts can go into that. But if we can also make the PPP system work better, if you look at the Forestry Commission, they own a lot of these big tourist sites, the forest reserves and other things, and people want to come in and build facilities there. Sometimes it's very, very cumbersome. So I think with the platform that has also been launched by the Ghana Tourism Development Company, the investment platform, that will also help give access to investors who want to come in.
The United Arab Emirates makes a lot from tourism. Do you foresee us doing so as well?
We could. It's about collaboration. I think in the past the silo mentality has not helped us. I remember in 2020 when we advertised the e-visa platform, and then Ministry of Foreign Affairs, hey, that's not your area. But we all have to understand that. The embassies depend sometimes on visas. And so when you're going into that area, they feel that, hey, that is our bread and butter. But the bread and butter, we can send money from here. If the revenues go up, if the tourism fund grows and everything, then we can start putting money into the industry.
Senior, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Umaru. Thank you so much.
That's Akwasi Agyeman. He is former CEO of the Ghana Tourism Authority. He was my guest on Point Blank. I am Umaru Sanda Amadu. I did this tonight with